Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our monthly Fund It Fast Chat. This is our fourth installment of the Fast Chat, and we're looking forward to continuing to bring you project financing information each month that is not only helpful but easy to digest in a brief, interactive way. Just a little bit of housekeeping here. All of your microphones have been unmuted. We want everybody to feel as comfortable as possible to chime in with any questions or comments throughout the presentation. Also, if you are at your computer, please feel free to use your chat box to submit any questions or comments you might have. If there's anything we don't have time to get to during the call, we will send out a follow-up response as quickly as we can following the call today. Also, just keep in mind that everyone is unmuted, so we can hear your background noise. So if you're listening from somewhere noisy, please go ahead and mute yourself so everyone can hear clearly. All right, it looks like we have a pretty good attendance today. Without any further delay, I would like to introduce you to our very special guest speaker, Scott Salyer of the Southern California Regional Energy Network. Scott is a project manager with the Energy Coalition. So in English, that means, or in English and for our purposes, that means he herds cats for schools. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Scott now.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you just fine, Scott.
Perfect. Okay, well, thank you for the introduction. Today I'll be talking about funding opportunities for school districts. Specifically, I'm with the Public Agency Program within SoCalRen. We help public agencies identify and implement energy efficiency projects. This program is administered by the County of Los Angeles and overseen by the California Public Utilities Commission with funding from California ratepayers. That's everyone here probably. We do work in 12 counties across Southern California with SoCalGas and SCE customers specifically. There are currently 111 public agencies enrolled in the program, and 8 of those are school districts, and I've worked with several of those myself. The focus today will be on 3 strategies for navigating the post-Prop 39 world. These include leveraging incentives, identifying financing options, and accessing no-cost services. As most of you know, the Prop 39 funding stream is ramping down. No new energy expenditure plans, or EEPs, will be accepted from here on out, but you can shift funding around to different projects. The next big date to keep your eye on is June 30th of next year, which is when funds need to be encumbered. So you'll need a contract awarded in order to meet that deadline. Just one more reminder, there is annual reports due at the end of this month as well. There is some leftover funding from Prop 39. There was about $114 million as of March. That number may have changed a little bit. Senate Bill 110 was created to split up this money into 3 different buckets: school bus replacement, zero interest loans, and competitive grants. The first $75 million was allocated for bus replacement. This money is to be spread equally across 4 California regions. It's a program to replace old diesel buses with new all-electric buses. There are, in fact, other programs that deal with natural gas buses, but that isn't this one here. The deadline to apply for this program is September 30th. The next bucket of funds is ECA Ed loans. It was allocated up to $100 million, but as you can see, there's only $39 million left out of that 114. This program was created under the Energy Conservation Assistance Act in 1979. And since then, it's lent out over $400 million over those 40 years. Moving on to strategies, let's kick things off by talking about incentives. Retrocommissioning is a big emerging opportunity. Tuning, optimizing, and scheduling measures. The great thing is that you can get incentives for all of the available savings. For most projects, custom projects with SCE or other utilities, you can only get savings above code. These measures are best for buildings above 25,000 square feet. There are also midstream and upstream programs, which are a great way to improve efficiency. These programs allow you to buy discounted, higher efficiency equipment when it's purchased through approved distributors and manufacturers. These programs cover equipment such as HVAC replacements, boilers, lighting, and more. One thing for PG&E customers to be aware of is the K-12 school rebates catalog. There's a lot of school-specific rebates in there and some great information as well. Continuing with incentives, there's a lot of them. You can get catalogs of the incentives available from your utility, but I wanted to highlight a few areas here. There are quite a few rebates for food service and kitchen equipment. For example, kitchen exhaust controls have really good paybacks and incentives associated with them. And just about any other equipment you'll find in the kitchen has some sort of rebate as well. Heating and hot water boilers are also incentivized. This is usually through an express or after install or midstream incentive as described above. It just depends on your utility. Right now, BARD units are being incentivized at $250 a ton. This may just be for SCE customers, but I'm not sure. And essentially, these are the heating and cooling units that you find mounted to portable classrooms. So they're either air conditioners or heat pumps or something of that nature. Also, don't forget about your swimming pools. A lot of districts have high schools with swimming pools, and there are incentives for pool pump controls, pool heaters, and pool covers. Moving on to strategy number 2, identifying project financing. On-bill financing is a great way to fund projects. These are zero interest loans paid back through energy savings. This is all done through your energy bill. Essentially, you just keep paying the same amount you would have otherwise until that loan is paid off, and then your bill goes down as it normally would with energy savings. The California Energy Commission and air pollution control agencies have various grants available. CEC grants vary quite a bit, while pollution air districts tend to focus more on transportation, so EV infrastructure and clean fleets and things of that nature. The California Air Resources Board, it can vary anything from energy efficiency projects to fleets and beyond. For school bonds, you want to make sure you're first in line. So if you know there's a bond coming up in your district, start identifying projects now. The great thing about these projects and bringing them to your school board is that energy efficiency tends to pay itself back. And that's a great way to get to the front of the line. I also know that some agencies use revolving loan funds, and these are internal. And essentially what you're doing is using the energy savings and incentives from one project to pay for other projects. When it comes to third-party financing, there's a lot of different options, but I want to highlight the California Infrastructure and Economic Development Bank, or iBank. This program offers tax-exempt bonds for up to $30 million, and they have a specialized program called SWEEP just for energy efficiency. So that's one to look into as well. Lastly, I want to talk about accessing no-cost services. Here at SoCal REN, we provide a range of free services for those in SCE or SoCal Gas territory. These include technical support such as audits, identifying different financing options and helping you apply for those, providing project management resources, and some construction and proposal support as well. So if you're eligible for a program but not yet part of it, I'd encourage you to check us out at socalren.com. And if you're not eligible for SoCal REN, there's plenty of other low-cost and no-cost services. Of course, San Joaquin Valley Clean Energy Organization, the host of this webinar, is an important one. Also, make friends with your account managers, your account representatives at the utilities. These people are very knowledgeable, and part of their job is to guide you through these programs and make sure that you're able to save. The CEC Bright Schools program, this program provides project identification and technical services up to $20,000 in value. The acronym section here is coming up as well. So SEEP and PREPS are both SCE programs and SoCal Gas programs. And these provide audits, direct installs, as well as streamlined incentive processes. And for BG&E customers, there's the School Energy Efficiency Program. This provides school audits and streamlined incentives similar to PREPS. And I believe both of those programs are implemented by ClearResult. So to give you an idea of how this whole picture fits together, I wanted to share a case study. We've been working with Oxnard Union High School District for about 1.5 years now. They're pursuing a range of measures, as you can see there, from pool VFDs to HVAC upgrades and interior and exterior lighting. They are leveraging a number of financial resources to pay for these projects. That includes $3.3 million in Prop 39 financing, a CEC loan of $2 million, and nearly $50,000 in incentives. So they're really using the whole range of things that are available to them. They also took advantage of the SEEP program that I mentioned earlier in order to get free lighting audits and installs. Overall, the district is expected to save about 27% on their total energy usage and over $200,000 a year in cost savings. So you can see it really adds up when you put it all together. Well, that's enough from me. I'd love to know what questions you have and see what kind of discussion we can get going.
Anyone on the line have any questions for Scott this morning? Please also feel free to use your chat box as well to submit any questions you might have or comments. I'm going to go a little bit out of order here. I have a couple of telephone numbers here that I don't know where they're from, and we would love to verify everybody's attendance today, so we know who we're talking to and who to cater this information to, so that it's helpful for everyone. If I see someone here calling in from a 626 area code with no name, would you mind hopping on the line and letting us know who you are, or just let us know your name and your organization through the chat box? And I also have an area code 949 as well. If you wouldn't mind doing that, that'd be great. We would love to reach out to you again in the future and make sure that you're included in these communications.
Hi, this is Cody Kucklenberg. I'm the 66 number. Just called in with my cell phone, and I'm also on the webinar.
Oh, awesome. Welcome, Cody.
Yeah, thank you
so much for joining us this morning. Okay, and other number, you said that was the 626. So we have the 949-732-1062. Are you there? We'd love to know who you are and where you're calling from.
This is Scott. You know, that could be someone from my organization down in Irvine.
Okay, gotcha.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi, this is Nicole then.
I'm not able to hear, but it seems like you can hear me. So the 949 area code number is Nicole Manzanares with the Energy Coalition, and I am calling in on 2 lines due to some issues.
Oh, awesome. Thanks so much. It's wonderful to have everybody on the call this morning. I don't see any other follow-up questions. I believe, Scott, you had some other contact information and some web links that I don't know if you'd like to go through those really quickly now before we adjourn the call.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, my contact information is here, ssalyer@energycoalition.org. So if you have any follow-up questions, you know, I work mostly with SCE and SoCal Gas programs, but I'm sure I can find the resources to answer your questions regardless of where you're calling from. Go ahead and email me anything that comes up or something that you think of later. And here's some links available. You'll see the SEE Incentive Directory, SoCal Gas Solutions Directory, the PG&E resources for schools there. Again, a really important one for anybody that's in that territory. There's all kinds of stuff in there, and it's well worth it to look at that. The Prop 39 website, that'll give you all the information you need regarding encumbrance of funds and kind of closing out your projects. You know, once you finish up your projects, you do need to submit a final report. So all that information is there. And then that school bus replacement program for the rest of the Prop 39 funds is there as well. Yeah, it's well worth it to do this because, you know, everybody has old buses, everybody wants to go to electric. So these are free funds and you don't want to miss out. So that is what's going on there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Scott. And if I could have you go ahead and advance to the next slide. Perfect. Just to go ahead and wrap us up, thank you again, everybody, for joining us this morning. This chat, again, was hosted by the San Joaquin Valley Clean Energy Organization. A recording of this chat will be posted on the SJV CEO website later today, along with responses to any questions we may have gotten that we didn't have an opportunity to answer during the call. Also, please join us next month. We're going to do this all over again, October 9th. We will be discussing the Managed Energy Program with our friends over at JewelSmart. Please look for other communications. We'll be reaching out for you on ways to get those projects funded and get them out the door. So please share this chat with anyone you think might benefit from this information. And thank you again, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.